Most jobs nowadays boil down to how much you get paid and maybe having some health insurance. But how does a six-figure salary, no mortgage, maybe even having your car payment covered sound as well? Well, those are just some of the perks we're finding out of being a school district superintendent here in North Texas. But looking into the numbers, Andrea Lucia, you found that it might take that to get the best candidates for the jobs now.
Yeah, the new school year is starting with no statewide raise for teachers after that failed in the legislature earlier this year. And while some districts are doing what they can for teachers, for superintendents, the benefits are better than ever.
School is back in session, so let's do some math. The average salary for a superintendent in Texas is just under $150,000. The I-Team analyzed contracts from 46 districts and found half those superintendents make at least twice that.
Yes, superintendents do make a lot of money, but they're responsible for a lot of things.
Attorney Rhonda Krass conducts superintendent searches for districts across Texas. She says it's a tough job to fill, requiring knowledge of school policies, finance, staffing, student performance, and more.
Some school board members will look at me and say, well, you know, the average superintendent in this area with a school district this size makes this much money. And I always tell them, you know, if you want an average superintendent, you should pay him an average salary.
Still, high salaries can be a hard sell.
There's a limit to what the community will tolerate for the board to pay a school superintendent.
That's why the full compensation package isn't always clear. School boards will often make the salary public without getting into the details of the contract. Sometimes they have to get creative. Nearly half the superintendent contracts we looked at include monthly allowances. Vehicle allowances can range from $150 to nearly $1,700 a month. Technology allowances from $100 up to $2,000 a month. 3 districts even offer civic activities allowances. Aubrey's leader gets $100, Wiley's gets $1,000, and Duncanville's superintendent gets $3,000 a month. There are other perks too. In Highland Park, the new superintendent will live in a $1.8 million home paid for by the district. He'll also get $50,000 for renovations. That's going to cost him at tax time, so the district will cover whatever he owes to the IRS for living rent-free. Other extras we found: a $583 a month administrative stipend in Frisco, an $833 a month payment for business expenses in Mansfield, and a $2,000 a month continued employment incentive in Burleson.
If you want the best, you got to pay like the best.
The highest paid superintendent in North Texas is in Garland. Dr. Ricardo Lopez has been with the district since late 2017. His new contract includes a salary of $425,000 a year, along with a $100 monthly cell phone allowance, a $700 monthly auto allowance, a $16,000 annual cost of living supplement, and a $25,000 performance bonus subject to TEA ratings. The second highest paid is Dr. Marcel Smith, who joined Duncanville in 2016. He makes $392,000 a year, with another $60,000 worth of allowances. Crowley ISD, Prosper ISD, and Frisco ISD round out the top 5 highest paid superintendents in DFW.
It's a sweetheart deal, and there's just no transparency in the system.
Tim Harden runs the nonprofit conservative group Texans for Fiscal Responsibility. He says superintendents should not be getting rich off taxpayer dollars.
I think we should start capping salaries and benefits, and we've advocated for that. I would like to see all superintendent salaries capped at that of the governor.
He's not alone. This year, Republican State Representative Brian Harrison filed a bill to make it illegal for school districts to pay any salaries higher than that of the governor, who makes $153,000 a year. It didn't pass. Without a state cap, Harden wants to see boards focus more on merit-based bonuses.
I'm a big fan of meritocracy, and when you look at salaries, one, they don't correlate with number of students if you look statewide. They also don't correlate with things like literacy level and outcomes.
With districts stretching every dollar, Harden says it makes more sense to direct those funds to the classroom.
The teachers should be the number one, right? Because they're the ones actually touching the student. And so if we're going to take care of someone, I would say the money should be funneled to the teachers first, and it should be pulled from the administrative class.
And we've put links to all the contracts on our website, cbsnewstexas.com. Some perks, though, don't have a set dollar amount. Most districts, for example, cover superintendent's payments to the state retirement system. Those can be tens of thousands of dollars a year. Some also cover medical insurance premiums.
You know, I think there'll be a lot of people that like something, that don't like something, right? We always have two sides to everything, but transparency, I think, is fair for everybody to want, right, to know. Bottom line, you pointed out that school board members set the salaries, basically. So did you get to talk to any school board members?
So of the several school boards that we reached out to, we heard back from one, Crowley's school board president. She pointed to test scores, overall improvement in students' performances, and said their superintendent is worth every penny.
Really? Okay. And the amount of contracts you looked through, this wasn't 2, 3, or 4. You went through 50, is it?
Almost 50.
Almost 50. How long did that take?
So it was a couple of months. It wasn't a simple process, but you know, it should be, because this is information that the Texas Education Agency says should be posted online. It should be easy to find. With a few of the districts, we went back and forth with them. I'll tell you, if you can't find your district's contract online, let us know. We'll find it.
And you use the word should, and I note that should is you should, but it's not mandated, it sounds like, that they have to post it online.
They mandate that it is made easily available.
Right, okay, very good. Good to know. Transparency, it's key for a lot of things in our lives. Here we are. Andrea, thank you so much.